And the sergeant said, well, I didn't know it wasn't my fault. I didn't know my life was based on a true story.
Is he too much? He's still number one.
Well, they even have cultural programs here. Well, he told me that they produced 4 strategic Hamlets.
Really, that's something. I'm so glad you came. I think it's really good for you to be.
It's getting kind of late. I think we should think about going.
It's not that late.
No, come on.
Sergeant Garver. Garver, it's good to see you, man. You look remarkably well after all these years.
Well, it's kind of surprising to see you here, Major.
I wouldn't miss an opportunity like this for the world. Chance to see all these men again. I've thought about you many times, Sergeant. Many times. It's really good to see you.
Thought about you, too, sir.
Philip, Adam, please, call me Philip.
Well, then maybe you should call me Kane. I don't go by Adam anymore. It's a long story.
We really gave him hell, didn't we? And it takes a night like this to really drive it home. A night to pay homage and to remember the good times.
Good times. Yeah. How can we forget the good times?
I should get one of those portraits done. You know, something elegant by one of those Montecito artists.
But you already had your portrait done when you were at Capwell.
That was a portrait of me and СиСи.
Well, why don't you get somebody to paint my gorgeous face over СиСi's?
Keith.
What? What? What?
Stop! Would you stop it? Just think of all that Capwell money.
Honey, banking hours are over, and when the cages closes, I become an animal of lust.
You don't become an animal, Keith. You're always an animal.
Honey, yes, the richest animal in the jungle when we finally hang Hal Clark's untimely demise on СиСi and the Dragon Lady. Ooh. Ooh. I'm salivating.
I don't want to play cat and mouse with you, Cruz.
Then don't.
If you've got something that connects my mother and father with a murder investigation, I want to know about it.
Mason, why don't you calm down and stop making demands on me? I'm just looking into it.
What have you got?
I can't tell you that.
You're talking about my mother and father, Cruz.
Mason, you know very well that that Cruz can't give you information on an ongoing case.
Now, you too, Julia.
You're not being fair.
The fair, sweetheart, is in Pomona.
Yeah, well, he's angry.
Well, he's a lot more than angry, I'd say. He's scared to death.
I said no excuses. I want it done tonight.
I don't know about tonight.
You don't have much of a choice, and I want it to look like an accident. Do you think you can handle it?
Yes, Mr. Capwell.
You better.
It has to be the gas.
I don't give a damn how you do it. I don't want to know. Just make sure it's done right, because you don't get a second chance.
Yes, sir.
СиСi, maybe this is a mistake. And listen to
No, Pamela. No. I listened to you all those years ago, and it was the biggest mistake of my life.
Look around you, Garver. These men would never have known this kind of camaraderie had it not been for their tour of duty. That kind of friendship comes from the intensity of war. Well, surely you remember.
I've been trying to forget for a long time. My memories from Nam or something I've been trying to bury for years.
Thanks. But you can't bury things. I mean, sometimes there are things you can't get over, but you can get past them. You taught me that.
I'm sorry, we haven't been introduced.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I'm Philip Hamilton.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Andrea Bedford.
Miss Bedford. The sergeant has a point, Miss Bedford. War can bring out the worst in men, but it also can bring out their best. When the lives of others are dependent on your courage and inner strength, you find resources, untapped resources.
And faults.
Oh, man is complex.
Garver.
What? Remember that green lieutenant who couldn't figure out the to-do list for 6 months?
What is so funny?
Remember that? Judah was a street saigon. It's sort of honky-tonk, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Well, old Garber here's from the mountains, you know.
Yes.
And he was like that lieutenant. He didn't speak English too good, a little slow on the uptake.
Lamar, you're empty. Let me buy you a beer.
He promised me he was going to have surgery on that laugh. I knew an Ambassador Bedford once.
Yes, he was my father.
Your father was a great man. I was deeply saddened by his passing. You have my belated but my sincerest condolences.
Oh, thank you very much, Major.
I wonder what your father would have thought of Garver.
Well, how did you know my father?
I was the ambassador's military attaché back in '78.
Let's see, I must have been back here in the States at prep school at that time.
Well, that explains why I never met you. An opportunity I regret missing.
Yes, well, you know, I would love to talk to you sometime about your work with my father.
I'd like that, too. I'd like that very much. Maybe we could meet for a drink sometime. Or dinner, perhaps. Somewhere with fewer distractions.
That would be lovely. Yes, I'd enjoy that.
Good.
Then it was the time the Major tried to give us a chalk talk on Hot Pursuit. In the Buff Puff Gin Mills. I wouldn't remember it if I were you either. He tried to tell us he's this classy guy from New England. But we knew better.
Want a little bit of drink? Okay. Ooh, that's good, isn't it? Oh, but you're happy to be home with Mama, huh? I'm not gonna let anybody hurt you ever again. Okay? I love you. Sweetheart, honey, you're so warm. Are you okay? Okay, you hold on to your bottle. Come on. You okay? Come here, sweetie. Oh, you're burning up. You're burning up, sweetheart. Okay? All right? Hello? Yes. Dr. Scott Clark, please. Yes, this is an emergency.
And I'm putting all my hopes of getting rich on you, Aquaman. Why do I feel like I'm investing in the Titanic?
The Titanic, they said, couldn't sink, did they?
We shouldn't think about sinking, darling. We should think about spending. СиСи's money. He has so much to lose, and all we have to do is spend a minute or two in the briny deep.
I'm not risking my life anymore, Keith.
What is your life compared to millions?
You know, that is pointless. There's nothing even down there for all we know.
What do you mean? There's got to be something down there. There's got to be something down there. This body has to be somewhere down there.
Keith, the body was dumped 30 years ago. I mean, what exactly do you think is left? Besides, fish eat meat, or are they vegetarian?
Oh, darling, I think they eat fowl. Vegetarian joke, you know?
Ugh. Anyway, if there's anything left, it's just little bones that are washed away and little strands of hair, and it's really disgusting. I don't even want to talk about it. There can't be anything left.
Oh, honey, there'll be enough left. Forensics needs so little to make a case. You'd be surprised.
I don't want to talk about it. And if there's any diving gun, you're going to do it.
Well, if that's a choice, I guess I'm going to have to dive.
How much do you think СиСи would actually pay us to keep his secret a secret?
He has.
I'm serious.
What would you say to settling for 90%?
I've never settled in my life. Except when I settled for you.
Oh, gee, you know, you always hurt the one you love.
Let's talk about the kind of house we could get with all that money. I mean, we could get all this closet space and a walk-in jewelry safe. Now, that's a good idea. And we could send Brandon to the most she school that СиСи would never even have heard of.
18 holes a day on our very own course in our very own country club. Think about it.
What are we going to do about little goody two-shoes, Julia?
What about her?
Well, Keith, she knows something's going on down there at the boathouse.
She don't know nothing. Muffin, relax.
Of course she does. And what about the security guard?
He doesn't even know what happened to him. Let's get out of here, okay?
Keith, I'm sure that Julia has probably already told СиСи that we're on to him by now.
Why, even if she did, he doesn't expect us back tonight.
How could I be nuts enough to place my whole financial future in your hands?
You got the whole world
In your hands, you got the whole wide world. In your hands, you got the...
СиСи, please, this is insane.
That's funny. I don't recall asking your opinion.
We have too much at risk.
I am minimizing the risk, Pamela. I know what I'm doing.
Well, I'm not convinced.
I don't have to prove myself to you.
We just don't need to expose ourselves to possible recrimination.
We don't have a whole lot of choice. There's too much interest in the boathouse as it is. You have any idea that one of these days someone's going to dive down into that water and find Hal's remains? Is that what you want?
What makes you so sure? I mean, who would even search beyond the boathouse itself?
You're not even using your head. Timmons is onto us. Don't you realize that?
What about your promise to Cruz not to demolish the boathouse for now?
I can't be concerned about Cruz anymore.
Well, I don't think he's quite as ignorant as you seem to think I am. Isn't he going to wonder at a blown-up boathouse? Isn't he going to be a bit curious?
I don't give a damn how curious he is. Now, you just relax. I've hired a pro. Don't fret. He'll make it work. He'll make it look like an accident. It'll be all over.
Over my fat foot. You're only compounding...
I'm compounding nothing. Hal's death was an accident. My only regret is we didn't do the right thing 30 years ago. That was a damn mistake. All I'm doing is covering up a bad judgment call over a quarter of a century ago. That's all I'm doing.
I keep trying to explain, but he won't listen to me.
Yeah, but I mean, somewhere down inside, I know he understands. It's a simple thing. You have a job to do.
He is upset that I got involved in this in the first place. He thinks I'm betraying him.
But aren't Keith and Gina the targets of the investigation?
I'm telling him that. I keep telling him that. I keep trying to explain. The more I explain, the angrier he gets. He blames me for the whole investigation. You know, he thinks that I'm disloyal to him because I'm involving СиСи. And... Now, wait a minute. What about Eden? I mean, СиСi is Eden's father, too.
Yeah, but we are doing the right thing, and I have tried to explain this to Eden. Keith obviously has something on Hal Clark's disappearance. He's just as obviously pointing it towards Mr. C and Pamela. So how's it going to benefit the family if we just step aside and let him use whatever he has for his own dubious purposes? We have to keep our noses in this.
At what price to me?
Well, I know it's a tough decision, but if you have any prayer of solving this before Keith, you're going to have to do it.
I'm tired. I have to go home.
Wait a second. Look, I would take you off the hook here if I could. You know, I would love to be able to help you out. I just think that sooner or later I'm going to need you to help me out.
This is insane. I am investigating Mason's mother and father. You are investigating Eden's father. What are we going to do if we find something?
Hi.
Hi. I came as quickly as I could. Emergency room was really crazy tonight.
Well, I'm just glad you could come at all. Thank you.
No problem. All right, let's take a look at it.
Go say hi. Go say hi.
Hey.
He's been crying more than usual. Like, kind of, you know, cranky and fretful. Like my mother used to say. You know, at first I thought it was just the shock of the kidnapping, but then I felt his forehead. He felt very feverish.
Well, what was his temperature?
It was normal, but he was very warm.
All right, we'll take care of that right now, won't we, sports?
You know, I'm sorry. I would have come down to the hospital. After what he's gone through, though, I thought it might be too much.
No problem, Victoria. I'm glad to help.
Careful. Did that woman hurt him? Did she do anything
Victoria,
to him?
He's fine. He has no fever, no contusions, nothing.
Oh.
He's in great shape. Maybe a little cold, but that's all.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Hey, this kid is just fine, huh? Better than fine. He's in A1 shape. That looks fun, doesn't it? Okay.
Good.
Matter of fact, I think he's in better shape than you are.
Oh, what do you mean? Hi, honey.
Chip has apparently come through this untouched. His mother, on the other hand, is very stressed out. You're the one I'm concerned with, Victoria.
Oh, give me a break.
Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the son of yore.
It's late and I'm tired.
My friend, I have no intention of intruding on your time. Just a moment of your privacy, please, as I understand Miss Eden... Castillo is newly arrived from the hospital tomorrow, and she will be badly in need of rations. Aha! Terrific. So, I kind of assumed that you guys didn't want to spend your first few hours alone together in some coffee shop somewhere.
Well, I suppose you got that
And
right.
then I took the liberty of making a second assumption. That is, that you didn't go shopping. So, I came up with all your basic breakfast needs. You got bagel, you got cream cheese, you got lox, OJ, coffee, tea, or me.
This is a Pearl Essence care package.
In a manner of speaking, plus a little nightcap to sort of titillate the old palate. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I suppose the old palate is ready for a little titillation.
Oh, sorry about that.
Nice
you need
head,
a glass, fella. Just to the honeymoon. Don't drink yet. Let's toast. All right. This stuff smells great.
Thank you, Pearl. You're a pal.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, for generic. Tell you the truth, this is the first time I've been able to relax since Chip was kidnapped.
Oh, yeah. That caper went on too long, if you ask me. So, tired, old buddy?
I'm exhausted, man. I got just enough energy to count the hours until she gets home.
Yeah. Sort of when she does pick up where you guys left off, huh? So where you gonna be traveling to this time, huh?
Well, I'm hoping to make it down to the rug in front of the fireplace, because that's about as far as we can go.
Oh, no good. No good, my friend, at all. You must leave town immediately.
What, something going on I don't know about? What? Why?
No. When the little woman comes out of the hospital, you gotta take her off to Pango or somewhere beautiful, you know? Love, sing, surf, the whole bit. Because if you don't, you're just gonna find another reason to delay.
I already found one.
Where have you been?
You surprised me.
Well,
Well, what?
where have you been?
I was walking on the beach.
I waited for you.
I'm sorry. I thought that you went out. I'm tired. I really need to go to bed.
Did you and Cruz get your story straight?
I don't have the energy for this.
It's only one question, Julia. It shouldn't be too tactful.
No, we did not get it straightened out. Can you not accept the fact that we're just trying to find the truth about Hal Clark? This is not a witch hunt into the Capwell dynasty.
Then why bring my mother and father into it?
We are trying to stay one step ahead of Keith and Gina. If he gets a hold of any information that he can use to twist or distort and incriminate your father, he will use it to his own advantage. I am not trying to hurt you. And I am certainly not trying to railroad your parents.
I'm sure you mean that. But given your nature, I can't quite believe it.
What nature? How does that compute?
A simple syllogism. Given your inflexible integrity, your unflagging rectitude, your devotion to truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah, well, my devotion to the American way keeps me from making a judgment. And in my own limited but constitutional way, I still operate from the presumption of innocence. Now, you're the one who's acting like your parents are guilty of something.
Just for the sake of argument, let's say that you uncover some evidence in the boathouse. Evidence incriminating my mother and father. Do you suppress it? Or do you expose it?
tougher getting out of here than it was getting out of Nam.
Hey, Garver, you old scuzzbag.
Yeah, how are
Stick
you?
around, have a drink with me and the guys.
Look, you know, we're real tired. I think I'll go tuck her in, and maybe I'll come back later, okay?
What's the matter, honey? Don't you like parties?
Well, no. On the contrary, I'm having a wonderful time, but it's been a long day. Tell you what, after he tucks me in, I will send the sergeant right back down to join the party, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Great.
Yeah, good.
Bye.
Good. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. Boy, this is just like R&R. Yeah, my tolerance is real low for this kind of thing. Can we please go upstairs and maybe have our own little reunion?
Sir, Sergeant?
No. Sergeants as non-commissioned officers are not referred to as sir.
I was only teasing.
I know, but I said my tolerance is low. Please, let's go before someone else stops us.
Okay, wait, there's the major in the bar. Let me go say goodbye to them. Come on.
Hey, Garver. You yellow-bellied creep.
Hey, Austin.
Yeah. I mean you. Did I see your tail running out of here, soldier? Of course, that is your best angle, isn't it, from the rear? Let's toast the hero, huh?
Look, King, why don't we go now, all right?
You showed guts I didn't think you had coming here. But you don't belong. This is a party for men, not cowards who betray their men. You killed him. You're nothing but a murderer. You ought to be shot like the coward you are. You haven't answered my question.
Can't we move beyond this, please?
We can move right through it. Should you obtain, by whatever means, evidence incriminating my mother and father, what then?
Generally, we look for a crime first. Then we look for the evidence. There has been no crime, therefore there is no evidence. So can't we discuss this once we see if and when or whatever it's determined that there's a crime and there's evidence relating to that crime?
Oh, I don't think Cruz would expend this much energy if he didn't think a crime had been committed. And Keith wouldn't run around on a 1,000,000 to 1 chance.
What are you so worried about?
My mother and father are implicated.
Peripherally.
Come on, Julia. I know my father, and I know that СиСи Capwell will go to almost any lengths to get what he wants. Do you think he's capable of murder?
What the hell was that? What, the Ruskies finally attack or something? I have never seen light in the sky like that. It must have been a tank or something. Look at all the smoke, something to carry a lot of combustible material. Look at that.
Ship, though. There's no ship, man.
You're right. Oh, wait a minute. Down by the beach, flames. Over by the Capwell boathouse. Isn't that the Capwell boathouse there? God.
Come on, man.
Yes, I heard it. Of course I heard it. Was anyone hurt? All right, I'll be right over.
Oh, God, СиСи, that was a horrible explosion. No one was hurt?
No, nobody was hurt because no one was there. It's over. It's over. Boathouse is completely destroyed.
All right, now why don't you just take it easy? I don't want to start anything in here.
You disgrace this commemoration with your presence.
Don't push me. Now, I'm just going to take the lady, and we're going to go.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you want to turn and run. That's your style. You sent your men into fire, and then you hightailed it out of there. You murdered them and saved your own
That's enough,
butt.
Austin. That's enough. You've made your speech. Now get out of here.
Reinforcements, huh? You can't even fight your own battles, huh?
Major, it isn't necessary for
Yes, it is, Sergeant. This man has just impugned your good name. This man who never took point as you did. Austin, how many lives did you save? In point of fact, Austin, you are the coward. Your record is not only undistinguished, but you were busted several times. And I remember a conversation about a misfired weapon. Sergeant Garver is a hero. His reputation is above reproach. Not because I say so, not because his buddies say so, but because the United States Army says so. Now get out of here.
Major, thank you for your support.
I only spoke the truth, Sergeant.
Well, so did he. I gave the wrong orders. I sent my men to their death. I'm responsible.
No one makes decisions without making mistakes.
Fatal mistakes?
Sergeant, you don't have a monopoly on bad judgment. There's not an officer alive who doesn't relive his battle errors daily. It goes with the territory. Get past it, soldier, or it'll eat you alive. Our job now is to live. To do that, we must have the heart to forgive and the strength to forget.
If we can.
I think he's finally asleep. Do you want a drink?
I'd love one, but I gotta get back to ER.
Oh.
I'm surprised that we're short 2 people again tonight.
Look, I'm sorry. I was worried.
No, no problem. You look tired. Why don't you get some sleep?
I can't. I'm too wound up.
Well, do you know anybody that you can call? Somebody who can come over?
Oh, I could have a pizza delivered. No, actually, you know, I'm gonna be fine. Thank you for coming over. I'm sorry it was a false alarm. I was just worried that that woman had done something to him, you know?
He's fine, Victoria.
Well, then it's
He's
my nerves.
absolutely fine.
It's nerves. I'm sorry.
Well, you've been through a very stressful ordeal.
Do you think something like this could have psychologically damaging effects on the baby?
For Chip? No, I don't think so. He doesn't seem traumatized. But I'm not so sure I can say the same thing about you.
Oh, come on, I'm fine. I'm just tired.
I know. But your nerves are raw, your resistance is low. But you gotta take care of yourself. Just be careful.
Of what, drugs?
I'm talking about what you just went through. Your child was kidnapped. That is unparalleled trauma for anyone.
Especially for an ex-junkie once. A cokehead, always a cokehead.
Look, you're physically and emotionally drained. Now, come on, I don't want to lecture you. I'm worried about you. I gotta get back to the hospital. Okay. Get some sleep.
Thanks. Look, I'm sorry for snapping at you. Thanks for coming over.
You know what you need?
No, what do I need?
Some TLC. I'd write you a prescription, but I don't know where you'd get it filled. Try and find some somewhere, will you, Tori? You've taken care of Chip, now take care of yourself. I've got to go.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Mom, hi. No, the baby's fine. Mom, can we come visit you for a couple days?
Jeez, you kidding me? God, this is a revolting development.
Hold it there. Don't come any farther. Don't know what went off here, or if there's something else gonna go off.
Something else? Oh, boy.
Well, this is cute, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm guessing.
Guess.
Gas line at a fuel pump?
Spontaneous?
Possibly.
Oh, my God. What happened? Did anyone get hurt?
Unless this will put a damper on your investigation.
Huh.
Oh, no. This is terrible.
Oh. My God, what a catastrophe. What the hell happened here?
I want to know what happened. Where are the police? Where are they?
They've been called.
Feature this is awful. Look, almost this entire structure has been destroyed.
Guess it's gonna save you guys the trouble of calling in a wrecking crew, huh, Mr. C?
What the hell is this?
Sound like a nuclear explosion.
Well, as you see, you slightly exaggerated the impact.
So loud, it practically gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry everyone was disturbed. Why don't you go back to doing whatever you were doing? It's not the end of the world.
Thank God nobody was hurt.
Hurt? I think everybody benefited from an explosive situation.
Well, now that you've all had a chance to share the experience here and satisfy your curiosity, why don't you all go home, because I can't afford the insurance for all of you.
Magnificent down there. I've never been more impressed or proud of you.
Proud?
Howard, what are you talking about?
Because tonight I learned what kind of a man you were. And what kind of a man you've become.
You don't understand.
I understand that you were brave when you were called upon. I understand that you commanded the respect of all of those men down there. What I don't understand is why you don't see any of that.
You heard Austin. He was right.
Kane, that man spoke out of jealousy and cowardice.
He spoke the truth. I sent my men to their deaths.
For God's sake, you made a mistake. Everyone seems to understand that but you.
I'm responsible.
Yes. All right, fine. You were responsible. But nobody blames you. Can't you see that?
You can't know how I feel. You just can't understand.
No, maybe I can't. But I know that all of those men down there regard you as a hero. And I know that I love you.
СиСи! Who recommended your professional, СиСи? Ted Mack? I mean, they were supposed to be complete.
Keep your mouth shut. I'll find somebody to get the job finished. Just let me think.
Tell me we aren't witnessing the eve of destruction.
What the hell are you doing here, Meison?
I came to talk to my mother.
Well, it's a little late. I mean, we've had a very difficult evening.
Darling, couldn't you wait till tomorrow?
I'm concerned for your safety, Mother. You never know which Capitol building will be the next to blow up.
You know, Meison, I'm concerned for your mind. What prompted you to possibly follow us at this hour?
This isn't a casual visit, Dad.
Oh. Okay, lay it out. What do you want?
Well, I couldn't help being struck by the fortuitous convenience of the explosion which destroyed the boathouse. To put it more succinctly, what really happened tonight?
Why don't you just stay out of it? It doesn't concern you.
If it concerns my mother, it concerns me.
Oh, son, you were really something. Why is it you're never around when I need you, and when you're not wanted, I cannot shake you?
Don't make me laugh. When have you ever needed me?
Why don't we just forget about this for tonight, and we'll talk about it some other time. Go on home. Go back to Julia. Tend to your own petty affairs. Leave us alone.
All right, I'll go. But should this boathouse become a noose around both your necks, maybe you'll remember that I offered my help, and you refused.
Meison, darling, I'll call you in the morning.
Pretty serious occurrence. If it was an accident, somebody's gonna have to explain all that equipment.
Yeah, and as a rule, fuel lines don't blow that often.
Hardly ever at all. It just don't make any sense, man.
What?
That the fuel line should explode. I mean, I gotta look at it. There was no previous evidence of any leakage. It hardly been used at all over the years. I find it very difficult to believe that that sucker had not been tampered with.
You think Keith could have pulled something like that off?
Possibly, knowing them, but well, what's the reason?
Well, I don't know what the reason is. If we were to go back there and get you get a closer look at it, you think you could tell whether or not it had been tampered with?
Oh, yeah. Unless, of course, it was a professional job, in which case it would be quite difficult. Anything less than that, I could offer a reasonable speculation.
Let's go speculate.
Damn, and double damn.
We are not a happy cameo.
No, we are a miserable wretch.
We have a firm grasp on the obvious.
We are not amused. That son of a... You know, we were so close. How did he know we were so close?
We weren't very subtle.
You seem awfully calm. Do you know something that I don't?
Apparently.
What?
Look, Keith.
Yes.
There's obviously something under that boathouse. I mean, we were getting very close to something.
Oh, very good, Dick Tracy. This is a real revelation. So what?
So all you have to do is go down and get the evidence somehow, and СиСи won't be the wiser.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. That's good. That is good. One question.
Shoot.
How do we get it?
СиСi blew up the boathouse to stop us!
He practically tossed me out on my ear.
I'm sorry, Mason.
Well, now that I'm persona non grata in my parents' lives, and now that the site of the so-called evidence has been destroyed, will you stop the investigation?
They were there almost immediately. I want to know what they were looking for. Aren't you even curious to know why Keith and Gina showed up so quickly? They're probably placing fraudulent evidence right before my eyes.
Why?
To frame your father.
You don't believe that any more than I do.
I don't know what I believe, really. I just know that I have to do this.
I'm afraid, Julia.
What?
I'm afraid of what will happen if Timmons' trail leads you to my parents' door.
Cruzy, give me a clue here. What the heck are we looking for? Huh?
I don't know, Perl, but we'll know when we find it.
Can tell you one thing, this was no amateur job. Whoever did this really knew how to cover his tracks.
This is it.
This is what?
Guess your friend wasn't as careful as you thought, man. Check this out. What do you figure the tensile strength of something like this is? This don't get bent in a breeze here. This is a piece of steel. Takes a big plastics explosive to bend something like that.
Look at this. This means we're done, right?
It means we're done for the time being. Somebody set this thing up. We gotta figure out who.
I don't really care how. I don't really want excuses. You blew it. Your foul-up caused me major damage. Now, you get that landfill and you fill in that mess. You understand me? I don't care how many truckloads it takes, and I want it done by tonight.
Mr. Capwell, there's only 4 hours.
I said I want it done by the morning.
I'll do my best.
You do that. If you can't do it, you get somebody who can. You understand me?
СиСi, it's all taken care of. It'll all be taken care of by dawn.
I hope to God it is. I really hope to God it is. You want a brandy?
No, thank you.
Well, then why don't you go upstairs to your room and get some rest.
And you?
Maybe I'll come up later. I want some time alone to think. Please, just go, huh? Well, hello, son-in-law. How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. C. I think we need to talk, though.
A little late, don't you think? How about doing it tomorrow?
I don't think it can wait.
You can't, huh?
Probably not. You see, it occurs to me we may have a problem here. Yesterday, you promised me that you wouldn't knock down the boathouse until I concluded my investigation of the Hal Clark case. And last night, lo and behold, the damn place blows up.
You're right, I did promise you I didn't. Look, I didn't promise you I'd go out of business for you, though. I got 1,000 acres that I'm clearing for the country club. I got people working on it, but from what I understand, what happened was the bulldozer happened to go over one of the gas lines, and it busted and it caused a slow leak. It exploded. It was an accident. You think I would do anything wrong? You think I would do something like that on purpose? You think I'd have it done? Come on, you're family now.
Yeah. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Hey, you got it.
Get a good night's sleep.
You too.
Yeah.
Tonight, who's minding the kids and who will pay for it? How unions are taking the lead in the fight for daycare facilities. On NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. And Tuesday, Maria Shriver takes you inside a women's penitentiary. A disturbing world where 1 in 5 are murderers and most are mothers. 600 prisoners with 1,500 children waiting outside. Women behind bars. An NBC News special Tuesday.